Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to review a rather special and unique car that's on sale in Malaysia few years back. So many people may not seen this car in person. So this is a A segment hatchback coming from Kia from Korea. This is a 2018 Kia Picanto. This is a 1.2 liter EX variant, so it's considered the mid-spec of the Kia Picanto on sale that time, because that time they have the base model, the KX, the 1.2 EX, as well as the highest spec, the GT line, which includes all the bells and whistles. Today I'm going to make a very short and rather detailed walk around video regarding to this car, because maybe you guys are shopping for a used car and you need a small, practical, daily roundabout, so you might need a car something like this. So the Kia Picanto is positioned as a A segment hatchback in Malaysia. So the competitor is actually between the Product Asia, the Myvi. Myvi is actually B segment, but this car when it's new is priced almost as near as the Myvi Generation 3. So I'll put it in this context, as well as the Proton Iris. But based on segment, this car is actually competes with the Product Asia. So this is a 2018 model, so I'm going to show you around this car and see what this 1.2 AX variant has to offer. So first, let's start with the exterior tour. So as you can see, the halogen projector is in yellow light and this outer rim is finished in LED. So this is actually one of the selling point of this car, because even though this is a mid-spec that's on sale in Malaysia, but the headlights, it gives you a rather high spec headlights with LED and halogen combination. And down here you still get a fog lights and some styling right here. And there's a functional air vents on the side to channel air to the tires for aerodynamic purposes. And as you can see, the front fascia right here is a Kia family design. On that here is a tiger nose design. As you can see, the bonnet is actually quite short. Okay, so it's a very compact car. It's an A segment hatchback. So here's the side profile. So let's look at the tires. So the tires for the 1.2 liter EX is finished in 14 inch. Instead, in the GT line, it's in 16 inch. But personally, in my opinion, 14 inch is very suitable for daily because of daily roundabout, as well as the cost of replacement of 14 inch is actually more affordable. Okay, so it's running on Toyo Nano Energy tires, and the brakes are single port. But as you can see, because it's a 14 inch, so as you can see, the brake disc actually fills up the space for the rim. And the ride height of this car is actually considered quite low. It's around 3 fingers for the front, 4 fingers for the back, because back you need to carry passenger. Of course, you need some height so that it won't sink down when you sit passenger. And one good thing for the Picanto is you get keyless entry, is the button type for both front doors. So this is a feature where Proton Iris, Product Myvi, or even Product Asia doesn't offer it. So this is one of the plus points for Kia Picanto. And this being a 1.2 liter EX, the B pillar right here, the doors doesn't have any black sticker, so it gives you a very clean outer look. And one interesting fact about Kia Picanto is as you can see, the front windshield is actually has a very unique pattern, signifies a bit of a tiger nose effect. So for the rear, although this is an A segment hatchback, but Kia doesn't cut costs on the brake system. Even the back, you get rear disc brake, which is impressive for this car. So the braking performance is very impressive. Okay, and one fact I need to tell you is, when this Kia Picanto, when you drive daily, when you brake, majority of the brake is actually from the rear disc. As you can see, the brake dust of the rear rim is actually more than the front. So this actually improves the braking dynamics, because most of the front wheel drive hatchback like the Myvi, when you brake, the front has a very significant nose dip effect, whereas for the Kia Picanto, it actually has a very good balance when you do braking, so it actually gives you a very good confidence when you are doing some brakes. So for the rear, the LED taillights, but Kia actually has an effort to design the inner part of the taillights to make it look very interesting, and the signal light is finished in bulk, and the reverse light is located at the under bumper section. And here houses the reverse camera and the touch sensitive buttons to pop open the boot. The rear, there's no rear spoiler for the 1.2 liter EX, and the windshield washer is actually located right here, neatly integrated into the third brake light. So from this small detail, as you can see that Kia actually has an effort to develop this car and properly design. Although this is an A segment car, considered a budget daily roundabout vehicle in Korea. So now let's check out the interior, shall we? So you have keyless entry, as I mentioned. So now let's look at the seat. The seat, you get full sets of adjustment, including height, position and seat back. And this leather seat, because originally the 1.2 liter EX comes with fabric seat, but this particular unit has the optional original Kia leather seat for the Picanto, so it doesn't feel OEM, it feels like original from the factory. For the door panel right here, standard A segment car, all are finished in hard plastic, but these are all quality hard plastic. Door handle are painted plastic. Automatic window from the driver's side, central locking, and it has speed sensitive auto lock. Okay, so you can fold the side mirrors in. These are your side mirror controls. This has a block up, so you can put your phones inside, it won't drop. Quite nice. Door pockets, you can put an iPad here and also a 750 ml bottles here. So practicality for the door car is actually impressive. And now let's get inside and start the car. The push button is on the left. And the start sound is very gentle in my opinion. Okay, now let's show you the side. This aircon has a very cute pattern. Okay, this already have a different apart from its competitor from the national mates. Here, even though this is an A segment hatchback, you still have a traction control, headlight leveling, and even a footrest. This you do not find in any of the Pro Duo vehicle. This is your bonnet release. So the steering wheel, you can adjust tilt but not telescopic, okay, because this is an A segment vehicle. And the meter are fairly simple, and the top speed is 220, which is not recommended to do it because it's for 1.2 and an A segment car. You have a shorter wheelbase, not recommended to do high speed. And the center instrument display is very simple. Now it's displayed the range and your mileage. You can scroll between this multi-information display by pressing on the button right here. Average fuel consumption, current fuel consumption, elapsed time, trip A, trip B. Very simple, and you can reset the trip by pressing this button. Only the GT line comes with the cruise control as well as the AEB, which the 1.2 EX doesn't. These are your controls for your multimedia display, which support wired Android Auto and wired Apple CarPlay. And this is the Kia in-house touchscreen infotainment display, so it doesn't look aftermarket and it's a sort of floating screen type. So the design cues in this car is actually very good. And this is your headlight control. You have automatic headlights. and one touch signal. For the wiper, is follow the Volvo logic, which you pull up it goes to a more faster speed. It doesn't have pedal shifter, and this steering wheel is carried over from the Kia Sorento, Kia Optima, Kia Sportage. So the steering wheel actually is very big for the size of this car, but it's very nice to hold, and the leather quality is very good. For the aircon control, it's not climate control, it's a manual air conditioning controls, but it has a heater function, different modes, air conditioning, rear defrost, one 12-volt socket, one USB, one aux jack. And this is something I need to show you. It's the cup holder. If you've been into Volkswagen Tiguan, you will know this function. You press, this thing will comes up and act as a cup holder for your McDonald's cup. If you don't want it, you can just push it back, and here it reveals a very big storage space, which you can chunk your phones, your wallet, or your car key. Okay, very practical for A segment car. And for the gear stock, it's a 4-speed automatic developed by Hyundai and Kia. Okay, so it has a low gear from the first gear, second gear, third, fourth, and when we put into reverse, it has reverse sensors as well as a rather high-res reverse camera with active guidance signs. Manual handbrake, no complaints. And here is another deep storage space which can store more things. One cup holders for your Starbucks Grande, and the garnishing here is also very nice. And dashboard material is all hard plastic. Okay, it's forgivable because it's an A segment car. Manual dimming rear view mirror, sun visor without light. Okay, for both sides, this doesn't have a cover, this has a cover. And you get retractable grip handle, and the seat belt you can retract different height. Impressive. And the cabin doesn't feel tight, although this is an A segment car, because the center console right here doesn't design too high up, so it won't disturb your left leg when you rest. So now I'm going to show you the back seat, so I'm gonna adjust to my comfortable driving position. So the door opening for the rear is actually rather wide, almost 90-degree. Ingress and egress is okay for a A segment car. So this is the rear legroom of the Kia Picanto 1.2 EX. So this reviews the segment of this car, A segment hatchback. Legroom is very limited, but the seat bench is actually quite nice because it has an angle, so it supports your thigh. Headroom is rather limited, and you will feel a bit claustrophobic because of the seat pillar right here is blocked up. Alright, and you have 3 individual headrests, and the seat supports 60-40 retract. And the third passenger seat belt, middle passenger seat belt is on the seat instead of like those Myvi, the iris is mounted on the roof. So this is something different. And for X7 car, don't expect an armrest here. Center tunnel is not as tall, but it's not recommended to sit 3 adults at the back because of the width of this car is not as wide as any other B segment car. But if you really want to sit at the middle, is fine. And here's the interior. What do you think about the interior? I think it's very fashion, because Hyundai and Kia actually makes good quality and good design, especially Kia. The interior are very nice and cozy and practical as well. And you get 2 seats pocket at the back, and this hook is aftermarket. And door pockets are non-existent for the rear door, but I still have a slot right here to slot your phone or your coins. Okay, this part finished in gloss black, and you have 4 speakers for the car. So this marks my walk around review of this 2018 Kia Picanto 1.2 EX. So as a used car, I would definitely recommend you guys to go and check out the Kia Picanto and give Kia a chance, because this car now is in a very affordable range, and this being a A segment and using a very traditional 1.2 liter NA engine with 4-speed auto, the maintenance cost is not like you all think that Korean car Kia brand the maintenance will be expensive. It's actually within the affordable range, like those A segment or B segment vehicle kind of range. So it's actually not that expensive to maintain. Just that for Kia, you need to take note of the wheel bearings. It's a common issue for Kia or Hyundai cars, so that thing you need to take note when you're considering this car. Other than that, there should be any major issue regarding to mechanical stuff such as engine, gearbox, brake system. I would think that the brake system is one of the biggest point of this car, because A segment right now you can find in Malaysian market, not many of them offers rear disc brakes. So this is one of the major selling point of this Kia Picanto. So if you have any comments regarding to this car, you can feel free to comment down below and let me know. And this sums up my review of this 2018 Kia Picanto 1.2 EX. So be sure to subscribe, like and share my videos. Cheers!